Alright guys, so in the last beginner's guide to wet shaving video I shot, we went ahead and did two different styles of building a lather. Now in this one, what we're going to do, we're going to go over a little bit of brush care. You know, a shaving brush, especially if you don't have a large collection of them, it's wet all the time, you know, it almost dries out, then you shave your head again, you know, or you shave your face again, whatever the case is. So things that stay wet all the time, what do? They mold, right? Okay, so that can happen to a shave brush too, even though you're putting soap in it. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over just a quick brush clean. I have a few brushes that haven't been cleaned in a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean one badger brush or natural hair brush, and I'm going to clean one synthetic brush. There's really no difference. The synthetics don't have to be cleaned as often as the natural hair brushes, but I'm going to go ahead and do one of each, and that way both will be covered. You know, really your badger brush, your synthetic brush, them are the two most common. You know, you also got horsehair, boar hair, and I really don't know of any other than that. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll be right back with you. So, you've been wet shaving for a little while, you know, let's say 2 months. You notice your brush smells funny, or it, you know, maybe have a moldy smell, or maybe you see some mold on it, something like that, or there's some buildup, you know, down around here. Sometimes you'll get some buildup, and you start noticing that, and you think, well, what in the world is that? Well, what that is that's excess soap, it's mold, dirt, grime, you know, you scrub on your head with it, it's bound to pick up some dirt, even though you rinse it really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean our brushes today. Now this is actually a formulated brush cleaning soap from PAA Shave. I will link them below. Now, you're almost going to do this just like you would puck load a shave brush, you know, to shave with. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and knock the synthetic out, and then we'll go with the boar brush, or I'm sorry, the badger brush, the natural hair brush. So now you got this sucker good and wet, and this is a messy process, so prepare. Get you some towels out, paper towels, regular towels, whatever you want to kind of clean up with. Now on this one, I personally don't like to wring out very much water. See, we've got the water in it. Now, I'm going to try to do this without getting this all over me. Okay? Maybe that was a little bit too much water. Shake it a little bit out. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of go figure eights. And I'm just dripping soap everywhere. I'm normally doing this horizontally, you know, not vertically. And guys, what this will do real quick is this will build a thick lather. And reverse and go backwards eights, however you want to do it. Now you've got a pretty good little amount on there. You've also got a mess. Again, guys, this is really messy. I'm going to grab a shave bowl just to kind of help me out here. Now I'm going to take any excess that I got, and I'm going to try to get it onto the brush. Now, okay, so you've got plenty of soap there. I'm going to wash my hands. At this point, you've got enough soap on there to clean it, right? And that might not have been the best example of a brush to use. And another thing, when you get an animal brush, an animal product brush, you want to wash it like this when you and you know what? I wash all my brushes just to make sure there's no bacteria on them. You know, the times we're living in right now, there's no telling what could be on it, so I wash all of my brushes. Alright, so what I like to do, just put it in a little shave bowl there, and I'm just going to lather it up like I was going to shave, right? Again, I'm not just cramming down on that thing. I'm going about half splay. You know, now I'm going to kind of push it down in there. Alright, so it's worked in there. You can kind of see where it's worked in there at. Alright, so the way I've been taught to do this, put just a little bit of water in the sink here, guys. Take you a comb. Actually, when you buy this shave soap right here, it actually comes with a little comb to use. I'm just using my Chicago comb that I use on my beard. I'll go ahead and wash this too when I get done. But you're going to start brushing it. Start with the coarse end, and you'll work your way down to the fine. So I like to spread a little bit in there. You know, kind of wipe it on there. Get it down in there good. If you get some on the handle and on your hands, no big deal. It's going to happen. You see there's a lot of soap in there, though. And guys, you can keep this up as long as you want. I do know some people that get this brush nice and caked up and they let it set overnight with the soap in it. As far as I'm concerned, that don't do a whole lot more than what I'm doing right here, but that's just my opinion, guys. They could be spot on, you know. This also straightens out the fibers or grabs any loose fibers, you know. And this, you know what, for all my bearding friends out there, you know, this kind of goes like a beard. You know, you start up top and work your way down to the base there. So we've got that thing straightened out pretty good. I'm going to scrape that soap off. Now I'm going to switch to the fine end. Now you see how coarse it is. And when I switch it over there, see how fine it makes it. Never tug, just like beard care. Never tug on it. If you got a hung up spot, back out, start up high, work your way down low. Don't try to go in too deep. Just let just kind of let the brush do the work. Once you start going in one spot, it'll start going deeper on its own. Now, so what we'll do is we'll just let that one sit. We'll take a little bit of the soap here. And we will let it set for a minute. I'm going to rinse my hands. And we will come back with the other one. Now we got animal fiber, animal hair. So this is a completely different monster here when it comes to pretty much everything. It holds all the water. Holds a lot of water. You dang sure don't want that much. You shake it out. You can even notice it looks different, you know, when it's wet. So we're going to go same method here, guys. I'm going to dip my tips back in water. Now this is a big old badger brush right here. Sometimes your figure eights don't work with this one quite as well. So what we'll do is we'll use a little bit of that excess from the synthetic brush that I just washed. We'll use a little bit of the excess on that and get that crammed down in there. So we got a little bit in there. We'll call that enough, just for time purposes. Rinse my hand a little bit here. Set our comb aside. And guys, we'll just work that. We'll just work that in, being careful not to push too hard. You know, halfway, half splay, I've heard it called. You know, that's a really thick paste right there. Let's add some water to it. Let's thin it up a little bit. That way it penetrates deeper. Just a tiny bit of water there. I might even put a little bit too much on that first go around. And we'll just go back to building lather. Got a little drippage going on there. It's alright. I'm over the sink. I won't get in trouble for that. We're back to thick again, guys. So You know, I know you can kind of see what's going on there. We'll rinse that a little bit before we get too much built up. Alright guys, now we're right back to the comb. It's pretty much the same principle either way. The only thing with these natural hair brushes, you do need to be a little bit more careful. This is real hair. It's just like the hair on your face, just like the hair on your head. You know, so we're gonna go easy. You know what? I started with the wrong end there. We're gonna start with that coarse end. We're gonna brush around, turning it as we go. We're being easy. Now we're getting in a little deeper. See the picking the soap up. We're gonna work that off there. Using that like a spatula. Then we're going to start brushing again. And I've already got the grain on this straightened out. So, you know, I can be a little bit more aggressive with it. I like to brush that down in there just a little bit. You don't want to do that too much because you'll get all your hairs twisted. Now we'll switch to the fine side. My hands are slick. I've got soap all over them. See, and I'm just naturally going down a little deeper as I get the fiber straightened out. It just kind of wants to do it. We'll scrape that off. So I mentioned earlier that some guys like to let this set overnight. And I've never heard of a problem of it. The guys that are doing it, they're seasoned wet shavers. They have achieved expert status, so who am I to argue with them? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and stop right there. I'm going to set that one down, and I'm going to let it soak like I did the synthetic as I rinse the synthetic. Go ahead and rinse my hands off there. We're going to rinse this synthetic exactly the same way as we washed it, and as I get a little soap in my beard there, as I demonstrated on the last how-to video, I demonstrated to rinse it. We're going to rinse it just like that. What I will do though that I didn't do in the last video, I'll kind of show you a little drying technique that I've picked up. Again, guys, this soap don't have any butter in it, so it's going to rinse out a lot easier also. So keep that in mind as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this one synthetic brush rinsed out. I've got soap on my lip again. Look at there. I'm going to get this one rinsed out here, and I'm going to show you a little drying technique. And guys, that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it. I've learned that there's nothing hard about any of this. The first time you mess up a lather, you'll get irritated, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, don't be too hard on yourself. Just start over, rinse everything out, and try again. Alright, so what we'll do here is you'll take this. Now, you don't want to pull on it. You don't want to squeeze and pull. You just want to squeeze a little bit. You don't want to, you don't want to put pressure that's pulling that knot away from the handle in any way. Especially on an expensive brush, guys. Some of these brushes get up into the hundreds of dollars. $500, $600, $700. So I'm just going to squeeze on that a minute, get a little bit of the water out. Then what I like to do is I like to lay that brush on my arm, or that towel on my arm. And some of you guys that watch my head shave videos, you've seen this. And I like to basically just paint it. Use it like a paintbrush. Now you notice that sucker looked wet, and it's starting to look a little bit more dry. Switch to a different spot on your towel. Turn your brush while you're doing it. And you don't have to do this hard, just brush the tips. It feels dry. It's not all the way dry, so I always hang them upside down. Make sure you hang them upside down also. And the deal with hanging them upside down, most people aren't going to want to buy enough brush holders to hang every single brush they have upside down. So I built a little deal where I can hang them while I'm in between shaves. So I'll shave, rinse my brush, I hang it on this little deal I got right here, and then in 2 days when I go for my next head shave, that brush is completely dry. Take it in there, set it in my storage deal, upside down like that. It sits on its own, and then I'm ready for the next brush. So you can do something like that, and it works out just fine. Just you don't want to set it upright when it's still wet. Is basically what I'm getting at. So, guys, that will do it for this video. Like I said, that's kind of your brush washing. Guys, there is much more in-depth videos than what I just did. Again, this is for the beginner. So, if you want better, more in-depth cleaning videos, how to build lather videos, hit me up on Instagram, and I will definitely point you in the right direction. I know a few really knowledgeable guys. So, again, guys, this will do it for the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Shoot me a message, shoot me a comment, give me a like if you liked the video. And, guys, I appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one.